You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the NFLPA report cards leaking. We are going to talk about one result from one of these report cards involving coaching, and that's with Kevin Stefanski, a name that's been brought up on this channel 279,000 times in the last year. Of course, he was the Browns coach, and then he was fired, and now he is the new Falcons coach. And look, Kevin Stefanski was the second most sought-after coaching candidate on the market when he was available. And he would have been first, except all of a sudden John Harbaugh got thrown in the mix. But, of course, the NFL had just had a grievance and a ruling in their favor that the NFLPA report cards were not to see the light of day publicly. And they got leaked. And we'll get to that in a minute because the NFL is going to try somehow, some way to take action involving this. What's going to come of that, I don't know. The results of the controversial NFL Players Association report card leaks Thursday, 13 days after the league won a labor grievance that prevented the union from publicly releasing them. ESPN first reported a portion of the 2026 NFLPA report cards on Thursday, then released the full grades for all 32 teams later that afternoon. Other media outlets have since reported on some of the results. Developed from players' surveys, the report cards have become an annual hot topic since their debut in 2023. Typically released around the NFL Scouting Combine, it was anticipated that some or all of this year's results could leak this week as teams and draft prospects gathered in Indianapolis. The annual report card issues letter grades from A+ to F-. By the way, I was listening to Tony Grossi earlier. He said there was some pretty strange things in here, far as like how is this done? For example, from the standpoint, the Browns got nailed on food, I guess it was. And he said the Browns put on like a gourmet spread. Like the Browns food situation is phenomenal. And he's like, I don't know how that happens. You know, how that grade comes about. And then one of the teams got nailed for their weightlifting facilities right after like remodeling or replacing or rebuilding their weight room and making everything new. They still got nailed by the players. So, and I think that's the reason the NFL has a problem with these player report cards is because they don't know how these grades are happening in a lot of cases. So, just quick results. They do rank the overall teams, all right, as well. The top 3 teams, Dolphins, Vikings, Commanders. Dan Quinn was the highest rated coach in the league by the players. Browns, Cardinals, Steelers. Steelers got nailed here. Considered the worst team in the league as voted on by the players. I mean, that's pretty wild, and it's not a great look. By the way, the Browns and Cardinals are always in the mix at the bottom, and the Bengals. The Bengals got a cheap-ass owner. So, the NFL will review the leak now, okay? The NFL has reacted to the situation by sending a memo to all teams, a copy of which PFT has obtained. Quote, we understand the NFL Players Association posted its team report cards on its players-only website today, and we are aware that the media is reporting some of the purported results, the memo explains. As previously advised, the omissions by the union and its counsel during the grievance hearing, including that the report cards are union speech. The union cherry picks which topics and responses to include and exclude. Players have no role in drafting the report card's commentary. The union chooses which anonymous player quotations to include and which ones to leave out. The union determines how much weight. Oh boy. Anytime you start getting into these weighted results, you always got to wonder. To accolade each topic before assigning grades. In other words, we think this topic should be weighted more than this other topic. So given these significant and admitted limitations, we continue to recommend that clubs prioritize feedback and information provided directly from its own players rather than the NFLPA's agenda-driven exercise. We will review the developments in light of the arbitrator's decision. So that's interesting. The arbitrator's decision instructs the NFLPA to tell its members that grades must not be leaked to the media. While it is likely will be impossible to ascertain the source of the leak, it will happen. It happened. The leak happened. Whether that justifies further action by the NFL under the CBA remains to be seen. Something's going to come out of this. Something is going to come out of this. What it is, I don't know. But the NFL can't hammer the union on something like this. So, this came about today, folks. The Falcons' new shiny coach, Kevin Stefanski, who said, by the way, yesterday he absolutely adores Shedeur Sanders. He loves Shedeur Sanders. Insert Shedeur Sanders' mad-ass fan base right now. Oh, man. For the fourth straight season, the NFLPA released all of its report cards. Kevin Stefanski's grade from his final year in Cleveland has raised eyebrows. He received a C-, the lowest grade of any head coach in the league, according to The Athletic. Former Browns offensive coordinator, now Falcons offensive coordinator, Tommy Rees, graded even lower at a D+. Yikes. Only the Chargers' Greg Roman, D-, and the Raiders' Chip Kelly, an F, were graded worse among coordinators. To be fair, not much graded well for Cleveland, who ranked 30th overall. Wow. That is, that's rough. That's rough. The former coach, Raheem Morris, graded out at a B+. Oh, shit. That's wild. Oh, man. Chip Kelly, what'd I tell you? Been saying forever. Couldn't believe the Raiders ever hired his ass. He got an F. I could have graded that before he ever showed up to training camp. Kevin Stefanski, the gift that keeps on giving. His Falcons first season, it's going to be interesting. I'm still trying to figure out, you got rid of Kirk Cousins, even though you got a direct connection having worked with Kirk Cousins with the Vikings. What? I still don't understand the thought process there. I don't. I mean, that's like a quarterback you would think they would actually pursue because of the connection between Stefanski, the Vikings, and Kirk Cousins. I don't know. That's I mean, Cousins can't break the bank on the market, I don't think. Maybe Cousins knows he's going to the Vikings and just wanted to be gone. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.